everybody, Tuesday Maths today is looking at odd and even numbers. We will be doing this with a warm-up and then working on to bronze and silver and our challenge today. So let's get going with our warm-up. Even numbers. So we're splitting up the week today by looking at odd and even numbers, and we're going to have a little warm-up first. So follow the jumps and count along the number line. So let's do that together. They're counting in twos. So let's do it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So pause here. What do you notice? So this could have been many things. So it could have been that the simple fact that they're counting in their twos. It could have been, think about odd and even numbers, the fact that every jump is an even number, which is very exciting. Or another thing you could have is that all the numbers that you didn't count is then an odd number as well. So well done if you got any of them. The number 3, follow the jumps and count along the number line. So this time let's see what they're counting in. So they haven't started at 0 and they are counting in twos. So they are adding 2 each time. However, this time it's gone 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. So what do you notice this time? Pause here and have a little think. So we've already discussed how they didn't count from the number 0, which means that every number that they have counted is now an odd number, which is very interesting. So now I've had that little warm-up, let's have a look at what is next. So we've done this. What do you notice this time? So let's have a look and see if there's anything different. So just to check, they've still counted in their twos and it's all even. And then again here they didn't start from 0 and they've counted in jumps of 2, but again they are all odd numbers as well. So let's get learning. So Dora and Teddy are hiding number shapes around the garden. So she has 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're going to start hiding them around the garden. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So this is really helpful. We love using numicon pieces to help us with our odd and even, and that's because the numbers that are shaking now and that are pulled down, these are our odd numbers. And as you can see, lots of them, they are unequal shapes, aren't they? They are odd. They're missing a little piece, as you can see. So, and this one's a solo rider, so that one's all on its own. So you know that if it has 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9, then it is an odd number. And these lovely shapes are even. They are all together and they are even numbers. So also we can count in our twos. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's really important here to remember that 10 ends in a 0. So if anything ends in a 0, 8, 6, 4 or 2, it is an even number, sorry. And now if you're looking at these numicon pieces, again if it ends in any of these, it is also an odd number. So 1, let me get my mouse, 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. If it ends in one of them, it is an odd number. No matter what the tens is, it is always the ones that helps us know whether the number is odd or even. So let's use that today. So first of all, we're looking at the number 6 here. And we're going to be able to group it into twos, which each have an equal amount. So the children are playing a game and they need to get into pairs. So we know we've used pairs a lot recently, and pairs is a group of 2. So do we have an odd amount of children or an even amount of children? Well, actually, Miss Meikle has just told me if I count in my twos, then it is an even number. So let's see, shall we? So 2, 4, 6, 8. So there are 8 children playing a game. They've got into pairs of 2. So I know now that there is an even amount of children because nothing is left out. No one is the odd one out, as we would say. Jack has to go. The children are continuing to play. They need to get into pairs. So let's check how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's get them into pairs, shall we? Oh, off he goes. So now 8 take away 1 is 7. So there are 7 children. Pause here and have a little think whether they will now be able to get into pairs. So let's give it a go, shall we? Well, some of them are able to get into pairs, but there is an odd one out. So do we have an odd amount of children or an even amount of children? Well, I know that there are 2, 4, 6, 7 children, so that number is odd, and there is an odd one out, as you can see with the children. So there are 5 flowers. Can the flowers be shared equally between 2 pots? Well, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that number cannot be shared into 2 pots. So 5 is an odd number. And here is the 12 flowers. The flowers can be shared equally between 2 pots. So 12 is an even number. So we could check that by counting in our 2's as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Well done. What if we had 13 flowers? Have a little think, pause here. So as I said earlier, it's all about what the ones are. So I know that 3 is an odd number. So 3 is an odd number, so I know already that it is going to have to be odd. So what if we have 14 flowers? Pause here and see if you can do that all by yourself. I'm going to introduce the next questions as well, and pause here to have a little think. So again, the most important thing is looking at your ones. So ignore the tens. Even though number 1 is an odd number, have a think about what your ones is. Is it an odd or an even? If you're still not sure, please get 14 resources and share them between 2 and see if it is even. And do the same for 15 and 16. So let's have a look. So 14 is even because 4 is an even number. Another way of checking is if 4 is in the 2 times
This
tables.
is Bronze Learning today, and you're using your odd and even numbers to help you.
So 15 has got to be
so
odd,
hopefully the warm-up
and
reminded
16
you
is
of your odd
even
and
as
even
well.
numbers.
And let's get
so the first one is
at
just telling you to
bronze and
tick all of
silver
the
now.
even numbers. Try and use your numerical knowledge to help you with that, and remember it is an even, equal piece as well. Well done. So then moving on to the rest, just using your even and odd numbers as well to help you work your way through the sheet. They then go on to ask you to show that it is an even number. That you can either use your 2 times tables or a different times tables, or you could draw a piece of Numicon as well. Continue your way throughout the bronze sheet and good luck, have fun. This is our silver sheet today. Using your odd and even knowledge, work your way through the sheet answering their worded problems. Remember, it's the ones in your number that tells you if the number is odd or even. If you don't have a dice for number 7, then you can use a dice template we have uploaded, or you could just use a range of numbers from 1 to 6. Have fun. Your challenge today says an even number plus an even number will always be equal to an even number. This means you need to complete some even plus even number sentences and show if they are true or false, or even better, if you want to write a sentence explaining what you have found, that will be brilliant. Good luck.